Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. Eileen DelRossi, the co-host, is en route, and she'll be here in a little bit. We are pleased to have Regina Faticanti with us, former school committee member, professor, and she works in the prison system.
Good morning, Cliff.
What
Very
crime
nice to be
did you
here.
commit to cause you to be?
The crime of being a public servant. That was my crime. The crime of being a public servant.
And of course, we have John McDonough, the producer.
Absolutely. Always have John McDonough.
And
Glad
head
to have
Kibitzer.
John. Yes.
The U.S. national debt, 39.427 plus trillion. By Monday, it might be 39.5. Always upward. Both sides are involved. Low today of 71, high of 85, and a 65% chance of rain. Is that good news? I think so. In 1921, Belfast Bloody Sunday occurred with 20 killings, at least 100 wounded, and 200 homes destroyed during rioting and gun battles in Belfast in Northern Ireland.
And what was that all about?
Independence from England.
Okay.
And in 1924, Pavé Norvé wins the 1,500 meter and the 5,000 meter races at the Paris Olympics, with just an hour between the two races to recover for the second race. This is the Olympics that was made famous in Chariots of Fire, which was about the short distance runners. In 1925, we had the Scopes monkey trial in Dayton, Tennessee. John T. Scopes, young high school science teacher, was accused of teaching evolution in violation of the Butler Act.
So at the time, teachers were not allowed to teach evolution. They were teaching biblical science, which was Adam and Eve. And Scopes was the first teacher to actually teach that no, we descended from apes. And when his principal found out about that, and the school board found out about that, John Scopes was put on trial. And he had a pretty famous lawyer, didn't he?
Yeah.
And because this case went round the globe, because this was going to change the way science was taught in high school, because nobody was teaching about evolution. We were still teaching biblical science, which was man was descendant of Adam and Eve. And I'm okay if you want to understand that in your home, and I'm okay with that. But I think that we also need to understand that there is this thing called evolution also. And Scopes was the person who was the groundbreaker to actually bring that understanding forward. And because of that, we now teach evolution in school. That man comes from this, that we descended from apes. And now we're looking at, hey, some of us have some Neanderthal blood. It's just this unbelievable understanding of where we have come from.
But the downside of teaching evolution is some people took evolution and turned it into eugenics.
Yes, and that is the downside. And tell people what eugenics is.
That's the idea that we can... I just realized, have you seen how many antennas John has coming out of his?
I have, because I've looked over there and see there's about 20. And it's amazing.
Holy smoke.
I know.
The idea that we can perfect mankind by selective breeding.
Right.
And including a famous Supreme Court decision, I think it was Buck versus Bell, it was decided by, the opinion was written by a justice originally from Boston, whose name I've temporarily forgotten, Civil War veteran, that allowed forced sterilization of people.
Right.
And
So people who we considered to be mentally deficient.
yes,
So, and what's interesting is that we did that in Massachusetts. And we actually have to apologize to people because in Massachusetts, in several hospitals here, we sterilized people who we thought were, quote unquote, mentally deficient. And I'm going to use the term people that is ugly, 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 but it was in the Supreme Court case, it retarded.
Yeah.
And so that Supreme Court case said people who are mentally deficient, mentally retarded, we can sterilize them without their permission because we do not want to we do not want them to procreate and continue to have children and which would be a negative on society. That's how we thought back then.
I thought of the justice's name, Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Oliver Wendell Holmes, you are 100% correct, yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
In 1938, Howard Hughes began a 91-hour airplane flight around the world, set a new world record. Howard Hughes was kind of a Renaissance man. Made
He was
movies.
brilliant. Yes, he was a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
Little weird,
Little weird.
but brilliant.
Who isn't? Who isn't a little weird?
Well, he was a little extra weird, John. He was a little extra weird. At the end, he got a little extra weird.
Yeah. A little more weird than you, John.
Right. He was like a little more...
Germophobic, for
yeah,
instance.
a little germophobic. Wouldn't cut his fingernails. Yeah, that little extra weird.
In 1942, a lucky event during World War II, an American pilot spots a downed, intact Mitsubishi AGM-0 on an Aleutian island, and which the U.S. Navy picked up and used to learn about the aircraft's flight characteristics. A little practical intelligence there. In 1943, Operation Husky, American invasion of Sicily. You got relatives from... What?
Isn't that how we get the fox bat? We got a pristine fox bat. We can copy it and analyze it and take it apart.
Yeah. Pilot defected and landed in Japan, I think.
Everybody was happy.
Not everybody.
Well, the fox bat is not the plane we thought it was going to be. We thought it had superior intelligence in the thing and everything else, and it didn't.
In 1992 in Miami, former Panamanian leader Manuel Noriega was sentenced to 40 years in prison for drug and racketeering violations.
He was really one of the first drug gangsters that emerged in this whole now what has become a drug war. Our understanding of drug war. Made a big movie about him.
I did not see it.
Yeah, it's bad.
In 1997, in London, scientists report finding that the DNA analysis of a Neanderthal skeleton which supported the out of Africa theory of human evolution, placing an African Eve at 100 to 200,000 years ago. Not that long ago, actually.
No, not that long ago. When you think about, we are really just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. In 1508, John Calvin was born, French pastor, theologian, give us Calvinism, Presbyterian Church.
Right.
Died in 1564. Today is the feast day of Knut IV of Denmark. It's Independence Day in the Bahamas. They got their independence from the UK in 1973. So they're a little behind us. It's Nikola Tesla Day. John, you have a Tesla?
Yes, my wife does.
Pretty bright guy.
Yeah. And it's Statehood Day in Wyoming. So we're out of the FIFA Cup. We lost to Belgium.
We did a good job. I think we did a pretty good job, considering we were not quick to the game of soccer.
No.
We were a little bit behind our entry to the game of soccer, but we did quite well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I did, pat on the back to the United States.
Now, there are those who are all upset about this
Oh.
red card thing.
Want to read this, Regina?
And I understand this completely. That's why I apologize first. Please do not use the word mentally retarded. It is described as challenged. It's very insensitive to use that terminology. And to the texter, I know that. And that's why, but if you recall, that was used in the Supreme Court case. And as I started saying, I'm going to use a word that we should never use again. But that word was actually used in the United States Supreme Court case. That's how far back that case went, that word was still being used back then. We use the term now, mentally challenged, absolutely. I would never, ever use that word today. I was just describing what the term was, that was used.
How was challenged
then.
okay? How was challenged okay?
Because
it's cool today. That was cool in the 50s. I had a severely handicapped brother-in-law who's gone to heaven.
Yes, you did.
And when we first started dating, my wife Ellen and I,
Yep.
back in the early 70s, retarded was the word.
Yes, it was.
Okay? And to say, don't you dare use that word. Well, you know what? Don't you dare use challenged. I find that highly offensive. Challenged. Back to you guys. Thanks.
So the terminology has changed, and the folks who have dropped that word and have gone to the word challenged. It's a much more accepted word. But if you look back in court papers, if you look back in lots of literature, that other word can be found to be used frequently. And you're right, we do not use that word anymore. But in that
I don't like challenge. Don't use that either.
But in that Supreme Court case, that was actually the word that was used.
What word do you want, John?
Keep thinking. When you think of an appropriate word for somebody that's severely handicapped, that's a one word, go with it. I'll be happy to listen to it. Challenged is the name of a race car.
I thought Challenger was the name of a race car.
Thank you for the correction. You have Cliff's. You've been using Cliff's silverware.
Okay.
Cliff lives for correction. You should have let him chime in there.
Yeah.
I don't like the word challenge.
Okay.
John,
I hear you.
John's is off the tracks a little bit.
Okay. But I do appreciate the texter. I do know that is not an acceptable word. And if you remember, I started the conversation by saying, I am going to say a word that we no longer use. Back to you, Cliff.
So, red card.
Yes. I appreciate the president making that call. It's his job to defend the country. And it's his job to defend our players. And it's his job to defend what he sees as a wrong against our players. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm okay with him challenging that red card. And for people saying, you know something, maybe we shouldn't have got, they shouldn't have got that red card. Can you explain to people about the red card?
Well, if you do an egregious foul, they hand you a red card, and that means you don't get to play.
Right.
And in this case, I don't think it was an accident. It was not an egregious foul designed to hurt someone.
Right.
And my question is, if not Donald Trump, then who?
Absolutely, Cliff. If not the President of the United States calling FIFA and saying, hey, that wasn't egregious, meaning it wasn't purposeful on the part of that player. It was an accident. And FIFA looking back and saying, yeah, you're right, Don. It was an accident. It wasn't an egregious foul. Thank you, Mr. President, for pointing that out. And then everybody goes spastic. Hey, listen, you're right. If
wait.
not for the president...
If you can't use retard, can you use spastic?
Maybe not. Okay, everybody goes up in arms.
They do.
Okay, everybody goes up in arms over it. But you're right. If not the president calling out this egregious foul and saying, no, it's not, then who's going to do it on behalf of our players? I agree. I'm glad he did it. Because if not him, who else? Who else is going to represent our people? I'm glad he did it.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. President.
So, looking back a week, how do you think Independence Day went?
I thought it was wonderful. I thought that, except for the places that said we're not going to celebrate because we think like where was it up at is it Nantucket? The church that wouldn't read the Constitution or
The Declaration.
the Declaration of Independence. Shame on that minister that took it upon herself to not read the Declaration because she thought it was a racist document. Listen, lady, probably one of the smartest pieces of literature that some people ever wrote. So read the document. Read the document. So now I text her. Good morning. No need to apologize. The government uses bad terminology all the time towards its citizens, and that's Jay. This is our country's 250th anniversary. Oh, there was another one there. So I'm mad at that Presbyterian minister up in Nantucket that didn't want to read the Declaration. I think that the people in her church should have said, hey, you're relieved of duty for the day. We're going to find someone else to read it for you. You're relieved of duty for the day. That is one of the most sacred documents that we have in our country. And we should be reading it. Absolutely. I think that it went wonderful.
Virginia,
How do you
if
feel?
you could slide one over to Cliff.
Well, I'm going to let her in
Let her slide next to Cliff.
because I'm leaving at 7:30.
Oh, I forgot that.
Like you were on a tear, so I wanted to
Thank
promote
you
that
so
for
much. Appreciate that.
Holy smoke, Miss Headband showed up with her computer.
you. Yeah, I'm fact checking you.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Story of my life.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I saw someone wrote that nearly half Americans didn't know what we were celebrating, and 2/3 of Gen Z, people born between 1997 and 2019, so what the heck You were on the school committee then.
I was, yes, and I can't believe that that is the case, that people did not know, that that we were celebrating our independence. Shame on us for not teaching students better about what our independence was. And I talk about it in my college courses all the time, because I refer back to, we need to thank the Pilgrims for the fact that we're sitting in a classroom right now. Because it was the Pilgrims that said, everybody's got to be educated. Everybody has to have an understanding of reading, writing, and arithmetic. Because they were not allowed to be educated back in merry old England, because they weren't of the class of people that were allowed to be educated. And so one of the first things that they said when they were in the new land was, everybody has to be educated. And so we got to thank those people for making education mandatory.
Yep.
And so we've got to thank now, were they perfect people? No. But some of the things that they did were some of the things that we still carry today, which was education and our work ethic. Our work ethic is stronger than the work ethic of most countries around us. And now some people say, oh, our work ethic is what gets us in trouble. I don't think it gets us in trouble at all. Some people say we work too hard. We work too hard and we're the strongest nation in the world. I'm not going to apologize for that.
Yeah.
I was away for a weekend many years ago. It was about 25 years ago. It was at the Cape. A little B&B. This couple from someplace in Europe. They were there for a weekend, and they were touring the United States. Mandatory 8 weeks vacation. I almost fainted, because I thought to myself, what would I do with 8 weeks vacation? Mandatory. You had to take 8 weeks vacation. I said, oh my goodness, what would I do with 8 consecutive weeks vacation? Now,
Catch up on sleep.
Catch up on sleep. And they were touring the United States, and we were telling them all about different places at Cape Cod that they needed to go to, here, there, of course, Plymouth Rock and whatnot. And I thought, and after the conversation, I thought to myself, this is why America is the strongest nation on earth, because we do not give 8 weeks consecutive vacation. I'm sorry. That's what came to my mind.
Yeah. No, I actually, when I was in college, I received a scholarship to do research, and one of them was one of the research projects that I chose to do was vacation in the United States versus vacation in other countries, and that's prominent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what did your project find?
That people from the United States are more stressed and more,
Yes.
there are a lot of negative psychological effects. I was in Vegas when I was doing it. I think I went out on the strip and handed out surveys.
Oh, I'd love it.
I'm going to look for it and see if I can find it, because it was a while ago, but it was quite interesting.
Okay.
Vacation reminds me of the expression, use it or lose it.
Yes.
Because I have lost vacation days.
I have lost vacation days too. I'm ashamed to say now that I've lost vacation days. I don't anymore. But what ends up happening is in December, I have the last 2 weeks of December off because I use it or lose it. You're right. I don't do that anymore. But
I remember, must have been 67, 68. I was stationed in Germany. I wanted to go to the Paris Air Show. We had so many front seat pilots, so many back seat pilots. I was a back seat pilot then. And in order for a friend of mine to also go to the Paris Air Show, I had to come back.
Oh.
So I could see part of it, so he could go out and
Mhm.
see part of it. Because we were just that short on people.
Right. Okay.
So,
If anybody wants to text in, I would be interested in knowing what other people's opinion is about vacation relative to the strength of the United States. I think people should take vacation. I think vacation is good for you mentally, physically, emotionally. I really do. I also think that our vacation is, I also think the United States is one of the strongest countries in the world because of our work ethic. Our work ethic is second to none. And we got to thank our
What?
work ethic is second to none, John.
What?
Well, John, I actually sent you.
What?
I actually just
You have
sent.
teachers promoting everybody this year, even the failures. Forced to promote even failures. Don't tell me the work ethic in this country
I'm
is
sorry.
better than.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking, Cliff. Don't tell
It's a
me.
red flag waving.
Never mind. I'll stop talking.
Wow, I raised a big point, didn't I?
No,
Well-
it's stupid to say that. We're not the best. Have you
I
been to Japan?
beg to differ.
Well,
Have you been to Japan?
No.
John, I sent you a messenger of the various generations, and I think it has very much to do with generational. Like the baby boomers, hard workers,
Yes.
hardcore, no messing around with.
Right.
Then you get to Generation Y, all right, pretty similar. And then you get to millennials, different. Gen Z is taking all their vacation time as much as possible. And I heard that study come out recently. And Generation Alpha, which begins in 2013, that generation, I don't know what's going to happen with them. That's the one my son is in.
So I'm going to give you a little example. I teach a lot of students at Whittier for my early college. They are amazing. So they have their, a lot of them have part-time jobs. A lot of them have jobs with their internship, and so they play sports, and they're incredible. They juggle all of this. They like making money. And they want to advance in their trade, and these kids are going places. And I look at them and I say, that's what I'm banking on for this country. These are the kids that are going to pull us through. These are the kids that are going to pull us through. John, you want to put that up again?
I think I wanted to talk about this.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So the silent generation, 1928 to 1945. So that was all, during World War I, World War II. World War II specifically. They call them the silent generation. Then you get to the baby boomers, who were 1946 to 1964. And the way we were raised is, you're going to school, you're going to work, only if you're on your deathbed.
Wait, you're not a boomer.
I'm not a boomer, but that's how my parents were basically raised, and that's what they passed down to us. Get a job. Well, I think I was 10 years old delivering the Lowell Sun, maybe 9, 10. I mean, it was like, I was delivering the Lowell Sun right away. I got a working permit. I worked at St. Michael's
Let's
Rectory.
concentrate on the slide.
All right. Generation X is 1965 to 1980. So I make it right under there. But they say Generation X and Millennials are most versed in like how to survive this world of technology, because they have a little of both, pen and paper and all of the technology. Then we get to the millennials, 1981 to 1996, and I think that's where we see a lack of work ethic. But it all depends on who you are and how you were raised. Also, as Regina said, her students, and I see it at Lowell High, even the student council, some of those kids are incredible and truly driven, but it's unfortunately the minority, not the
Right.
majority.
And it is the way you were raised. I agree with you.
So, and then Generation Alpha is the one where you were born 2013 to 2025. Ooh, I wonder what's 2026, actually. That's the generation that intrigues me. But, I mean, my son and his friends do like selling lemonade and Pokemon cards outside.
Good. That's good. But I think they like doing that because you've raised them to understand, hey, hey, you want to buy X, then you got to put a little money in your pocket. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, or basically like, I have no more money, and you're gonna have to figure this
And you're
out
gonna
on your
have,
own.
right, you're gonna have to make some of your own, exactly.
I can give you so much to start up, but like even that, they've learned to like go to Amazon to buy their stuff now,
Right.
and like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. It's an interesting generation.
So,
Did you see, so this reminds me, the Elon Musk just made millionaires of some people in his company. So
4,000.
that, right. And he made millionaires of people who are cafeteria workers, and he made millionaires of people who are caretakers, and he made millionaires of people who are custodians, because he allowed them to buy stock in his company. And these people, regular people who may or may not have a high school degree, are now millionaires. And I want to thank Elon Musk, who is a naturalized citizen who recognized what generational wealth needs to be. It needs to be somebody who gets an opportunity, and he gave these people an opportunity to buy a little bit of stock, buy a little bit more stock. Instead of giving a solid salary, here I'm going to give you salary and stock. And these people are now millionaires. Unbelievable, right?
Wait till they get the tax bill.
Yeah, I know. But, so FYI, the transition away from this word has been formal and widespread. In 2010, the United States passed Rose's Law, which legally stripped the term mental retardation from federal health, education, and labor policies. It officially replaced the phrase with intellectual disability. Okay, thank you, John. So is that word okay with you, intellectual disability?
Let's go with ID.
Pardon me?
Let's go with ID. They have ID.
ID? Okay. Intellectual disability it is.
Let's go with ID. I think that's
ID,
good.
all right.
I mean, I working with this.
Respectfully, the labor participation rate is very low for the younger workers, and that's from Jay. Again, most don't even cut their own
Excuse me.
grass. Well,
I'd
go
like
ahead.
to give Jay a thumb up
Yeah,
for that comment.
Yep, okay. Thumb up for you, Jay, thank you. Most don't even cut their own grass when they live at their parents' house till they're in their mid-30s. Jay, I agree, that's true. Most parents nowadays give way too much and do way too much for their kiddos. Whoever did that, sent that in, that's true. Fill in the canal at Bourne Bridge and Sagamore Bridge. The cut-through is not needed. Did you see the 7-hour backup the other day? Oh my goodness, it was horrible.
7 hours.
7-hour backup the other day to get to the Cape. It was just terrible.
Do you think maybe they need another bridge?
I think maybe people need to think twice about their travel plans.
I think that the Commonwealth does not do a good job of planning.
No, they
For
don't.
instance, the Tewksbury Bridge, 2 lanes, one each way.
Yeah,
We got a new bridge,
yeah.
2 lanes, one each way.
Ooh, not smart.
Couldn't they have put a 4-lane bridge in
Not
there?
smart. They should have
Well,
put a
for
four-lane
what
bridge.
reason, Cliff? Do you know the Tingsboro Bridge?
Yes.
It backs up twice a day. It would back up twice a day, no matter how many lanes it has. Twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon.
It's like the intersection of Andover and Nesmith, which is a disaster twice a day.
Yep.
If they put in the Marie Sweeney Bridge, I think that that would get a lot better.
You mean we'd have a lot more traffic there?
No, it would have a lot less traffic as people.
Cliff, 130,000 people live in Lowell. They're only trying to get home.
Yeah. Don't
And-
forget, there's also the people in Dracut who come through
The
Lowell.
30,000 live in Dracut, yeah.
It all adds up.
It does.
Or are you happy with traffic jams?
Cliff, when you get in your car, you should have something to munch on and bring your patients with you. It's reality. Reality. When you have, now I like to joke with my friend Mike Dillon Jr. The first thing, and he's a Lowell firefighter, the first thing they teach them in firefighter school is how to park the truck in the way. They have a 2-week course on that, how to park the truck in the way. State police, how to shut down a highway, just for the heck of it. They did it last Friday. The guy killed himself. He was dead for hours in that truck.
Yep. The road was shut down for
And,
hours.
and they wondered, he won't answer his phone. He was dead.
That was a big mess.
And state
For no
police are
reason.
not going to get chastised for it.
Nope.
They're the third rail. In this state, nobody gets fired for anything. Back over to you.
All right. The man who was given up. So, Graham Plattner, speaking of giving up,
Cliff, I haven't given up. It's reality.
fight reality.
Let's talk about Graham Plattner.
Yeah.
Graham Plattner of Maine, who lied about his biography.
He did.
That should have been red flag number 1. He is not an oyster farmer. The only person he sells oysters to is his mom for her restaurant. His father bought him his house. The man does not have a job. He has a litany of bad behavior going back years of sexually assaulting women. I'm not even going to get into the porta potty issue, because we all know what he likes to do in porta potties.
No, tell me.
No,
Don't tell him.
I could.
I'll tell you after the show.
I don't want to know that bad.
You want me to?
No, I don't care, but it's like saying, I'll give you the lottery number, but I can't.
He likes to go into porta potties and pleasure himself.
Oh, gross.
Now, let me just say this. If you got to use a porta potty, it's because it's an emergency, right? Because nobody likes to use a porta potty, except Graham Plattner. I think we need to rename them now.
The Plattners.
The Plattner potties. Okay?
The pleasure parties.
The pleasure parties, the Plattner parties. Because,
Regina, on aircraft,
yes?
you know what the Mile High Club is, don't you?
Oh, I know what the Mile High Club
Okay.
is. I don't know how it's possible, but I know what the Mile High Club is. Now, and again, you don't want to have to go in to the bathroom and the airport on the plane unless you really have to. The same thing with the porta potty. You look at it and you only use it when you really have to, except for Graham Plattner. He likes to use them. Really likes to use them.
So, there he was. Go ahead, read that.
There will always be traffic in this area until the drivers put down their phones and just drive. It won't get better. You're right. Thank you, John. College has created a bunch of victims and whining babies. Not in my class. Thank you.
So Graham Plattner was on his way to beating the incumbent
Yes.
Susan Collins,
Absolutely.
and then we had the accusation of rape.
So we had several accusations, but it wasn't until that final accusation of rape that finally was the last straw. And here's what's interesting, Cliff. The Democrats knew about that accusation, and so did the New York Times, but they held it for the good of the party. But finally, the woman who was the victim, who had told people about this. Now, lots of people knew about this accusation. Several of her friends knew right after it happened. She wrote about it in her diary, excuse me, and she had told several people. So it was documented that it had happened to her. Did she go and have a rape kit? No, she did not. Now, this is a woman that she had dated Graham Plattner off and on for 2 years. 2 Several people said that they saw him stalking her house for about a week prior to him being at her home in that evening. So he was stalking her in advance of the night he actually got into her home to do this. He is a sick man. Now, he had okay, so Cliff, what is the word for the tattoo he had on his chest?
Totenkopf.
Totenkopf. Can you explain to me what that is?
That's it's associated with the German SS, which is their little special branch in World War II, associated with things like the death camps.
So he knew what that was. Don't tell me that you were in the Ukraine, got drunk, and said, "Oh, I want that one." He had said to other people, "Look at my Totenkopf tattoo." He knew exactly what it was.
But Regina, you have to ask yourself.
Yes?
We had the Joe Biden incident where Joe Biden was perfectly capable of running for re-election.
Right.
And after he had a real goof up of a debate like Ed Markey did last week,
Right.
he had to drop out, and they put Kamala Harris, a complete ignorant person, to run for president. And she almost won. The Democrats have a fantastic machine,
Yes, they
and
do.
they are going to put in office whoever they want. And right now they like putting crazy people in office. Please tell me what Vanna Howard is going to do for this district.
She's going to do nothing
Thank you.
because she's completely and utterly useless for us. And then he made the statement to many people, "I hope somebody breaks into my house because I want to rape them." Now that is sick. And he made that statement to multiple people.
And did the cops arrest him?
Pardon me?
Did the cops arrest him?
Nope,
Has he been arrested for any of this stuff?
nothing. He's been arrested for nothing. He's
So
been
it
arrested for nothing.
it sounds to me, Regina, like you might complain about what he's doing, but the other participants not complaining about it.
Correct. And then he's married, but he goes on to a website where he meets other women and he messages them about what he would like to do to them. Right? And his wife has to come out and say, "Oh, we are having some issues and we're working through them." Oh, man. I don't know.
I think
But-
there are more than issues at this point.
Right. Now, everybody I was talking to was saying that he was waiting for the Bernie dollars to come his way. Because we all know Bernie got $1 million to drop out of the race with him and Hillary Clinton, right? And so he was waiting for the Bernie dollars to come his way, to drop out of the race. And he must have finally got the Bernie dollars yesterday, because he dropped out.
That's funny. And he wasn't going easily.
No, he wasn't. I agree with you.
No, he made it painful for the Democrats.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So, the New York Times,
Yes?
they did a story on him. They acknowledged pretty much everything except the rape.
Yes.
But now Howie Carr says it was written by some fluffer, which I think is a great word. Somebody was sort of fluffing him up.
Especially
The
in this
idea was
situation.
a modified limited hangout. We'll put a little bit of stuff out there, and maybe that'll make it the rest of it disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So, was the New York Times supporting Graham Plattner with a modified limited hangout? Did they just do an incompetent job? What's their story there?
If I just say X, Y, and Z, people will look at it and go, "Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. Oh, it's okay." But then the last shoe dropped, and all the Democrats had to look at that and say, "Okay, that's bad." That's where we draw the line, at rape.
Okay, so was it the crime or was it the fact that his poll numbers were dropping?
Oh. I think it might have actually been for some of the Democrats, his poll numbers. Because his poll numbers were starting to drop.
Yeah.
And then the crime was released. I think that's an interesting statement, Cliff.
Well, it begs the question, do you think Bill Clinton was fooling around before he was president?
Oh, yeah,
He got elected.
yeah.
When he was governor, before he was governor, do you think he was
Yes,
fooling around?
absolutely.
He got elected.
You know, here's what I say to people. I voted for Bill Clinton twice, and I didn't, because I didn't know he was a rapist. I didn't know he was a rapist. And unfortunately, because I didn't know he was a rapist, I voted for him twice. Shame on me. I didn't know. My regret. He was a good president. He did everything I needed him to do. Had I known, I probably might have made some different decisions.
Now I'll touch the third rail. Do you think Trump could get elected to a third term?
Oh, there's a part of me that says yes. There's a part of me that says no, because people are
Okay, Eileen,
very
what do you
mad
think?
about Iran right now.
Eileen, what do you think?
I thought that was impossible.
Do you, if
If we lived in John
it's
McDonough Kingdom.
if it's possible, do you think he get elected?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Cliff, what do you think?
Yeah.
Thank you. Back to Cliff.
So, moving on
Yes.
before we run out of time to Iran.
Oh, yes.
So the negotiations seem to have broken down. They attacked some ships in the Straits of
Right.
Hormuz. We attacked some targets in Iran.
Mhm.
You, before we went on air, raised an interesting question. Will Iran attack some targets in the United States?
Well, John had asked that question, and I thought that we should probably talk about it here. John says they're probably going to attack something in Washington.
Yep.
That's what he is saying, and I think he might be right.
They're going to get a nuke here, and they're going to blow up Washington. They're going to blow up the White House. They are mad as hell.
Yeah.
And they're screaming out the window like that guy. I'm mad as hell, and I'm going to do something about it. They are going to do something about this. They are mad as hell.
Your thoughts?
I take my answer back. Because of this reason, I don't think Trump would make it back to a third term.
You don't think he what?
I said yes, I think he could get a third term, but I take it back because of how mad he's made Iran and what Iran may potentially do.
Well, Iran is the thing. I mean, the way I think about it is, if you have somebody who wants to kill your entire family, and they finally get this guy, and they put him in prison, and he's up for parole. Do you go to that parole board meeting? You bet your bippy you do. I don't want this guy to ever get out. And then the parole board says, well, we're going to put him on work release. And you live in fear. These people have got to go. They want to kill me. They want to kill you.
Right.
Death to America. The government of Iran has got to go.
Right.
We got them on the ropes. Kill them. Just think, what trouble would we have had if we had let Patton take his army through Russia? Would be a completely different world today.
Different, not better.
Cliff from the War College has all this institutional understanding, but the world would be, for Russia, a better place. Do you know in Russia, you speak out against Russia, they will arrest you?
Yes.
And you can't get out of jail, and you go to trial, you beg for forgiveness, and they'll let you go. But the month that you're in jail teaches you a lesson, and you don't have a job anymore. That's Russia.
Yeah. So, we are dealing with a different group of people.
Correct.
I saw someone use the term rational actor. We are not dealing with rational actors. It's a way of viewing how foreign policy is. People make rational decisions to improve their situation. The 12ers in Iran, the IRGC, for instance, are not rational actors. They are fixated on the unveiling of the occulted Imam, the 12th Imam, the Mahdi, and representing the end of the world. And they're not letting anything get in the way of that ideology, that religious view.
Didn't President Trump call them crazy the other day?
Yeah.
Didn't he actually use the word crazy? They're crazy?
I think so.
I think so too. And I'm going to repeat that word because I agree with him. I think that they are crazy because they are not rational.
Well, we have to start saying it's the government not Iranians.
Right, not Iranians.
It's the
not
government of
right.
Iran.
The government, thank you, John. Let me clarify. The government leaders are, quote, crazy. The people are different.
It's even more subtle than that. It's not the total government. The total government wanted to negotiate, but is this Islamic 12er movement that has gotten in the way of those negotiations. And so that's who we're dealing with. I think that there was a belief that if we killed a bunch of them, they'd all say, oh, let's try a different approach. But they haven't.
So how do we eliminate the group?
I don't know.
Strategically.
Right, so how do we find them, root them out, and eliminate them? Because I think that's what we have to do.
Grab that and I'll tell you.
John, Grand Slam comrade, they certainly have the greasy media in their pocket. The media lie more to the people more than the politicians, and that's from Jay. Thank you, Jay. It really doesn't matter what happens. The uninformed voters will still vote in the Democrats. Yes, they will. Susan Collins has been in the Senate since 1997. Where is Mitch McConnell these days? That's what everybody's been asking. Speculation is McConnell is in Feinstein land. That's from Bart. Thank you, Bart. Unfortunately, if President Trump would just keep his mouth shut and govern, then maybe the independent voters might not need to vote for a Democrat.
That's the last.
Yeah, possibly.
That's true.
Yep.
I think the solution, and not an easy solution, is from our point of view, for the people of Iran to rise up and throw out the government.
I agree, but I think the people are fearful. I think I agree with you 100%, and I think that's what the president thought too.
Yes.
It's impossible to throw out the government of Iran.
Pardon me,
The
John?
people who run the country in charge of the weapons are in power.
Right.
You can say it's a small group, it's 4 guys sitting at a card table, but they operate the weapons in that country.
I think we have to get weapons into the hands of the people
No,
of Iran.
we have to kill those 4 guys.
Yeah, we need a SEAL Team 6.
I'm sorry, but in my lifetime, we've had 2 major changes of Iranian government. The Shah fell,
Yes.
and then before that, the Shah came into power when back around 1952 or 53. I can't remember who it was that was running the government. Got overthrown.
Okay.
So it's happened in the past, but
Okay.
40,000 Iranians supposedly were killed
Yes.
this year.
Mm-hmm.
In
By the people who run the government.
yes.
Horrible.
So there we are. So the question is, if we don't get a change of government and the crowd in power stays on, does President Trump have any off ramps?
I don't know. I think again, we wanted the people to rise up. So, and as John says, we need to kill the people in power. I agree. So can we get weapons into the hands of the people? And here's the thing, the problem. The people don't even know how to use the weapons because they've never held one. They've never used a weapon. You know, so we're talking about putting a weapon into the hand of the lamb. And so I don't know how you weaponize those people to take over. They're fearful, they're afraid, they're hungry, they're tired. They recognize that 40,000 of their other brothers and sisters have already been killed.
Regina, I don't care. You don't need to send any troops. Don't need to give any guns to commoners. You just find out where these 4 guys live, and you blow up the whole neighborhood.
I see,
and then
I
you
agree.
realize real quick, you know what? When I hang around with Cliff, they try to kill me.
I agree with you 100%. And I don't understand why we haven't found the 4 guys and sent in our troops. So I will. My neighbor used to be in the Air Force for about 12 years, and his job, he was a drone pilot. His job was to fly the drone, find the people hiding in the caves, hit the coordinates, and boom, that was his job. And I don't understand why we're not doing that right now. Why we're not flying the drone, finding out where the 4 guys are playing poker are, and boom, dropping the drone. And getting out and taking out all these IRG people. You explain it to me, Cliff.
I think it's hard. You need the intelligence. You need to have that information. We had a lot of information when this thing started. I think thanks to the Israelis.
Yes.
We got a lot of people. But remember how long it took us to track down and deal with Osama bin Laden?
Oh, yes. You're right. You're right.
These are not easy issues.
Right.
And the other side of the coin is, I think a lot of Americans think we're making war on Iran. They forget Iran has been making war on us for 47 years.
Right.
Like blowing up the Marine
Yes.
barracks and killing
Yes.
200 in submarines.
Yes.
Not a nice thing for them to do to us.
Those people who stick up for the Iranian government, all that means is they're going to kill you last.
Yes. Correct. Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
hate death to America. Got to read these 2 because we're running out of time.
Okay. On a different note, Krispy Kreme donuts have Girl Scout cookies flavored donuts, limited time, Jay. Yum, yum. Thank you, Jay. Are we pretending that the Israelis are the rational actors over there? Question mark.
Israelis, the Holocaust that they did on those people was terrible.
Yeah, October 6th was a bad thing. Very bad thing. They started it.
No, but the payback by the Israelis on the Gaza Strip
What?
is criminal. That should go to the UN for a trial.
Okay.
I always think about the fact that if the Israelis are doing genocide, they're doing a very poor job.
Yeah.
Because
15 seconds, Cliff.
the population in Gaza has been increasing dramatically since 1948.
Okay.
So that's not the way you do
Yeah, we
genocide.
probably have about 250, 300 residents down enjoying free ice cream, free food, and we're having a great celebration. The kids are having a great time. The weather's excellent, and we're just glad everybody could come down and enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a great event. This is my 2nd year, and I'm going to keep coming back because it's so much fun. I brought my daughter today, Maeve. She didn't know it was going to be so hot, but it's a beautiful event, and I love watching all the kids eat all these things, all the pie and the watermelon.
We're having a great day to celebrate our 250th anniversary of our country. We're so lucky to be here. Thank you so much.
And again, just want to thank Mark Kratman for putting this event together every year. I know it's a lot of work, but seeing the crowd today, that it really paid off. And everyone have a safe and happy 4th. Thank you again, Mark.
Everybody enjoy their 4th of July. Have a great holiday weekend. Be safe and stay hydrated. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to City Life Show. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. Right next to me, Eileen DelRossi, my co-host. And for the next 30 minutes, Regina Faticanti, who then has to go to work.
Good morning.
And, of course, our producer, John McDonough. So, Eileen, how's your surgery recovery going?
Longer than I expected. Still swollen. Really
Closer to the mic, kiddo.
have, like the stitchers like right there.
Closer to the mic, please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
So, I don't know. I find myself resting by like 1 o'clock in the afternoon because you can feel it, you know. But I mean, overall, the symptoms are better. That dead.
Do you have a little Viking's disease in your little finger on your left hand?
What's Viking's disease?
Well, you can't get the finger straight?
I don't know. Probably. I have Renown syndrome.
So,
I don't know. I have no clue. Like mostly like kids today, I think I've been diagnosed with everything possible.
so, speaking of no clue, are we having a school committee meeting this month?
The 15th, yes.
Do we know what we're going to talk about?
No, I know the superintendent's in Ireland, so he won't be there.
Oh, gosh.
So Wendy Crocker-Robarge will be running the meeting.
Hey, since the city gets Fridays off now, does the school department?
Good question. I don't know.
Thank you, Madam School Committee Woman.
Well,
For next time I see you, I hope you better know.
Yeah, how come you don't know?
well,
Regina, right now, this is the biggest thing going around. I sent this off to Melanie Gilbert and Jose Cervantes, and this is the rumor going around town. And it comes up on the screen there. And this is it's a bit of a long explanation, but the city budget cut, part of the budget cut was this year's raise. In exchange for the raise, they gave each employee 5 extra holidays. So each holiday coming up this year has an extra day for employees to celebrate.
wow.
And we are no longer open even for an instant on a Friday. We're closed Fridays. That's the other rumor that's going around. And I got Sean McDonough doing a little bit of research to find out from the manager, who doesn't talk to me, and it always goes to voicemail.
Okay.
So I want to find out
Do you
if
leave messages?
this could be rumor, it could be truthful, but I'm wondering, what is the school department doing about it?
Well, I would think if the school department was closed on Fridays, that would have to be a vote that they would bring in front of the committee, right?
I would hope so.
Who does the hiring?
Human resources?
No, the superintendent.
Superintendent.
Okay, superintendent's decision. He's over in Ireland right now. He's not talking to us. It's a long distance call. Look at Liam. Did you ever hear of Skype? It's free call.
I would think that if he were going to close the school department on Fridays, he should have sent some kind of communication to the school committee to let you know that.
Regina, do you think the government tells you all their secrets?
You know, John,
They tell you what they want you to know.
Right, so that was an unfair question you asked me. Like, if they're doing something sneaky, how am I supposed to know?
They shouldn't be doing something sneaky.
They shouldn't.
And you should tell your superintendent, if I find out something through the news media, before I find out from you,
I always told my superintendent that. Do not let me find out something in the press or by someone else before I find it out from you, because then there will be hell to pay.
Oh, yeah,
There will be hell to pay.
So this happened, so at the last school committee meeting, they talked about this bus stop patrol arm where there's a camera on all the buses in the city of Lowell, and as somebody so much as violates the smallest infraction, it generates a ticket for the person. Whether they go past the bus when the blinking light, whatever the infraction is. And it came to subcommittee, and we talked about it for a very short time, and the police were there and said, I don't know if we have the bandwidth to really do this. And then the court system, because the police department would have to enforce it. So it's not just like they come in and take care of everything. And this bus patrol, the only revenue they get is from violations.
So who sends out the ticket? So the bus takes a picture, but who sends out the ticket?
So the bus patrol people would, but then it would be up to the Lowell police and the court system to now enforce this, to get the money into those enterprise funds. And that's how this bus patrol people are being paid. And to me, it's just, Officer Hudon was at the meeting and said, we don't know enough, and we don't have the capacity to be able to enforce this, because it would essentially be the police, because it would be a moving
Now,
violation.
just a second. Do these bus police the bus drivers who leave the door open for an exceptionally long time to have a conversation with the parents who don't even come out on the front steps?
Yes.
Well,
Is the bus driver going to get fined for that? Probably not.
well, again, this opens a whole new can of worms that I don't think we're ready for. So I got a call from the gentleman who runs it, and because 2 weeks ago at the meeting, John Dakota brought this up to the city manager, and he asked if that was going to happen, and the city manager said, yes, it's going to happen in like 2 weeks. It's late, but it was still no information from the school committee to the school committee about what's going on, how it's going on. The last meeting we were left with was the police don't think that they have the staff, the court system, to enforce all of this. So what's the point if we don't have anybody to enforce it, right? And so the gentleman called me this week, and he said, did you see how it got passed? Or it's going to get passed. I'm like, I don't understand how that's happening, because the last meeting we had, there was a lot of confusion and there wasn't certainty. And he goes, yeah, but he kept going off on, this is free to the city, and the only money that the bus patrol people make comes from the violations, blah, blah, blah. I was like, sir, I'm going to just have to stop you right there, because I know nothing about this. I did see the city council meeting where it was a brief period where John Dakota interrupted the city manager, and the city manager off the cuff said, yeah, it was going to happen. That was it. There was nothing formal. It was all done like off the cuff and quick and with no explanation. And so now it's supposed to come forth to the school committee. It's just, I don't understand how.
So somebody's getting some graft here, and it's this guy you were talking to on the phone is making a few extra bucks because he put a device on school buses that takes pictures of offenders, and that machine now sends a picture to a computer, and the computer generates a ticket. The ticket goes to the offender. The offender now is required to pay the fee. Now, I'd be interested to find out what the amount of that fee is. So let's say it's $50. So that person now writes a $50 check to this company. Now,
No, but it wouldn't be. It would be to the city of Lowell.
Well, here's another beautiful example of we're too lazy to do our job. The Lowell police, the guys who are driving around the cruisers are fantastic. Administration closed that door, got the foot up on the desk, I'm going to have a nap. That's the reality of it all. Golden doesn't have the guts to tell the police chief, make a way, make this happen. Golden doesn't have the courage to say that to his own employees.
So,
And we wonder why Tom Golden never returns calls.
So the thing is,
And the other side of the coin is, did you notice how John slimed you? He moved you from being part of us to being part of the government.
It's okay.
Well, she's
I
the
like
elected
it.
official.
So can I?
She's not an elected official, Cliff. You don't have her as an elected official.
I thought I got special treatment because I come on this show for
I thought as an elected official, she was my rep to the government, saying, government, this is what needs to be done.
The cool thing about Eileen is they have to answer her question. You can call the school department and ask a question. There's, I don't know. Eileen can ask the superintendent, and he can't say, I don't know.
So let me understand. The guy, so who's making the money? The city of Lowell?
both.
How is the guy who called you making money? Does he get a kickback from the city?
Yes, from the violations.
Oh, so the city is now sending him part of that $50.
Well, no, I just looked it up and I sent it to you on Messenger, John, if you want to show it. And I also sent you pictures of my house was flocked by flamingos the other night. So it's really cute.
So, I want to go back to the ticket.
Okay,
How is he getting money? How is the owner of this device getting money from the city?
well,
From
he
the-
made it clear to me that it was only, everything is free, except the only way the bus patrol company gets paid is via the violations.
And how much of a kickback are they going to get?
I don't know, that was never discussed. First offense fines, typically $250, and increase for subsequent violations up to $300. These are strictly civil penalties, meaning no points are added to your driver's license, though unpaid fees or processing surcharges may apply. Specifics regarding the fines, policies, and local citations management include fine amounts. While the standard fine is $250, local jurisdictions dictate the exact penalty. But that's what they're saying.
Okay, so you're going to get a $250 ticket. The city is going to collect that money, and the city's going to send him his cut. How much is his cut?
Researching.
Okay, that's $250 is a lot of money. But now, the other day, I'm in traffic, I'm behind a bus who's got their stop signs on, and the guy in front of me drives right around it. Now, am I PO'd about that? Yes, I am, because the little kiddo is, some little kiddo was gonna come running off that bus to the sidewalk to get in, and I'm furious. I'm thinking to myself, are you an idiot? Are you an idiot? I'm furious. Now, would I have liked to have that guy have got a ticket? Absolutely. And I don't know, I did not know that that bus now has a camera that's going to send that guy a ticket. I had no clue. I had also no clue that it was a $250 ticket. That's a lot of money.
It is.
I'm not sure I like that amount of money. I also would like to know who decided it was going to be $250, because I'm going to tell you right now, no one's paying $250.
And how is
No
it
one.
going to impact your license or
Right.
anything
Right.
if you don't have the police buying into it and you don't have the court system buying into it? It's just a lot of liability.
How does it become enforceable? If Chief Udon hasn't figured that out, I don't think we should be doing this until all the machinations
Ducks are in a row.
have been figured out.
Yeah. It's ticket issuance. Citations are mailed to the registered owner of the vehicle. So we'd need a job for that, right? We need somebody to be
Oh,
dedicated to
please.
doing that. If someone else was driving, the registered owner can submit a transfer liability.
So I just looked at the Lowell Sun yesterday, and interestingly enough, John, did you see this? That right before we laid off a whole slew of people, that the city manager and the city manager hired a whole slew of people. Did you see? I found that to be quite interesting. We hired 3 firefighters, we hired several clerks, we hired about 40 people right before we laid off about 60 people.
You can bet your Bippy he didn't tell the council.
I can bet your Bippy that's correct. I was shocked to see that. We hired 40 people.
And what are you gonna do about it?
2 weeks
Nothing.
before we we let go 60 people. Ridiculous.
Not surprised. I mean,
Ridiculous.
Well, that
I mean, I
gets
didn't know
to,
this, but
that gets to, are we teaching history and civics to our students?
Eileen?
I mean, when I look at the voter turnout in New York City in the primary, where they elected those strange Democrats.
the
was
Chevalier Democrat who said Jews should not exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very scary.
Wiped her face on the American
Wiped her
flag.
face on an American flag. I didn't have a napkin, so I wiped my face and hands on the American flag. Oh, yeah.
7% turnout.
7%. Well, I don't think kids are learning truly about basic civil rights. Fourth, I mean, I think that they're learning what's convenient for them to learn.
Well, I brought this up Monday
Thank
or
you.
previous week, but I'm kind of outraged about this because down in Lexington, middle school, the principal apologizes to Arab students after a lesson on the Holocaust.
Shame on that person for apologizing. The Holocaust is real. So there should be no apology after teaching about the Holocaust because the Holocaust is real.
Right.
So we do not apologize for teaching history. We do not apologize for teaching about the Cambodian genocide.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Okay?
I took a class on this
Please.
at Middlesex. It was called the Holocaust, and it integrated all the different genocides
The
that have
Armenian
happened.
Holocaust, we do not apologize for teaching about it.
Because it happened, and it's what makes America.
Right.
What we've learned from it, and we've moved on from it.
You know, when I teach about the Holocaust to my class, I then tell my students, look around the room. None of us would survive. Because we're not blonde-haired, blue-eyed, of Aryan descent. None of us sitting in this room
But the
would
thing,
survive.
and it still goes on today with the apartheid and so forth. And so I think that's where people get confused, that how can it still be happening? But it's happening in different countries in different ways. And
Right.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, but this is just where we are in our world today, and we need to learn about it, and so we can stop it.
Right. Cliff, was that teacher asked to apologize? Because that's disgusting.
No, but the principal apologized.
For the teacher.
Good.
And he said, some of you feel like your own history, your identity, or your community was left out or erased. But, you know, do they teach about the Armenian Holocaust?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I doubt it. John, you want to
We
put
pick
that?
and choose what Holocaust we want
Yeah,
to
you're
talk
right.
about. During World War II, tons of Catholics were killed.
Yes.
Tons of gays were killed.
Yes. Handicapped people were killed.
We just
Gypsies were
don't. We
killed.
just don't say that.
Intellectual
Yes.
disability,
Yes.
kids.
The IDs.
Until
IDs.
until the courts hold people accountable and don't just dismiss the ticket, it will never change. Thank you, Texter. You're right.
Now, this next guy, okay?
We could thank John Dakota for the school bus camera fiasco. He's a buffoon as a counselor. The Highlands made a big mistake re-electing him, and that's from Bart. Bus patrol
This
issues.
Regina,
Okay.
Eileen sent me this.
Oh, okay.
This
Is
is
this a done deal? All done? Move it.
All right.
Yeah, we already talked about those
Okay.
fines. And
Wow.
then happy birthday, Corey M. Robinson. Steve.
Happy birthday, Corey M. Robinson, State Representative. Marilyn Monroe's birthday also. The city manager doesn't even have the guts to tell UMass their parking should be free on the 4th of July. Gutless leader. That's from Jay.
Back to you guys.
Their parking wasn't free on 4th of July?
Never is. The
Sheepers.
parking lot's right next to the LaLasha ballpark. And nobody has the guts to ask the boss at that school, can we use your parking lot that day?
Terrible.
So, hot weather.
Yes, very hot.
They turned off the escalators in New York City, and the mayor asked people to set their thermostats at 78. But off air, you brought up before we go there, the part of the problem in New York City is they shuttered the Indian Point nuclear power plant early without a replacement, so they don't have the electricity.
He also cut off the electricity to a borough in New York which houses, interestingly enough, a very large Jewish population, so that he could make sure that the Swift-Kelsey wedding had enough electricity.
That's crazy.
Yuck.
Yes.
I mean, all the best to the Swift-Kelsey.
I agree, but do not take away electricity from a group to make sure that another group has it.
Yeah.
Yes, not good. He's a horrible human being. And this new person who got elected in New York, Daralika Chevalier, she's just been elected. Well, she needs to go now. She got elected in the primary. She needs to go now to be elected in November. Hopefully, she'll have somebody running against her who will beat her. But she says she's against interracial marriage, and she says Jews should not exist. And she does not believe that Israel should exist on the earth. She is scary.
That would be, in my mind, genocide.
Yes. In fact, you had her mentioned in your notes.
Yeah.
And
You got a wicked long thing here from the bus thing. You want me to show that or no?
Just the top part. I just want people to see that.
I got to capture it and play with it and get up and
Okay,
swing.
yeah, that's fine.
Like the expression from the river to the sea?
Yes. People don't even know what that means.
Well, I know what it means, and it's genocide.
Right, it's genocide.
It,
When people were chanting it
What
back,
was the killing in Gaza, Cliff?
Israel trying to root out Hamas.
Wasn't genocide?
No.
I respectfully disagree. It was genocide. They're killing babies. Babies, mothers, grandmothers. It was genocide.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eileen, there you go, kid. Come on, there you go. It's gigantic, this thing she
So
sent
it's
me.
violator funded, right? And so it's a zero cost to the district, right? And so they put in AI devices, interior safety cameras, DVR, and each bus can be charged $85 to $100 on top of everything else. It's a 60-40 split where the municipality, school district, bus patrol retains 60% of the ticket revenue, and the local government keeps 40%. Technology and maintenance fees, it talks about that. But that's the way everybody's funded, so they're being funded off of the ticket violations that are being paid, that aren't going to be paid, I don't think, because there's no accountability for it. Crucially, investigative reports show that revenue rather than bus patrols share upfront collection costs, and it's caused controversy in different states. Is this just a money creator, or are we really caring about kids' safety? Bus patrol program uses cameras mounted on school buses. Yeah, to me, it puts a lot of liability out there, because what if we do have a bus driver that's talking to somebody for too long, and then now this is all automated, and now I don't know.
Eileen, don't we have school resource officers?
Limited, but yes.
Okay. Give them one of our 150 cruisers, 1 day a week, and they follow a school bus.
Yeah. I mean, we have all the resources we potentially need.
So why don't we just do that? get the guy pulled over, and if the guy's influential, oh my God, you can't do it, he's untouchable. Okay, there are those individuals out there that will never
Do you
a
get
ticket.
that treatment, John?
Sometimes, yeah. Thank
See,
God.
at least he admits it.
Thank
I respect that. At least he admits it.
Well, it's my age. They'll just go on their little bull. I'm sorry, Mr. McDonough, I didn't know that was you.
I appreciate
It
that.
only happened once to me.
I appreciate that
Thank
very,
you for-
very much.
Thank you for city life.
I wonder to what extent this, I'm going to use the word advisedly, minor crime is going to squeeze out more serious issues that need to be addressed by the courts and by the police. I mean, there is no free lunch.
There is no free lunch. You're right.
Well, what we're doing is not working, Cliff. We have to take a good look in the mirror and say, what we're doing with the homeless is not working.
True.
The drug addicted, it's not working.
Right.
And throwing people in prison, it's not working. We have more people in prison than anybody in the world.
Yes.
So what we're doing is not working, but everybody's making money doing it, so we just look the other way. We have the homeless coordinator.
And the
No, we don't. She got laid off.
We laid
Yes,
her
that's
off.
Cliff's great hobby.
Did they hire anyone before her?
They haven't hired anyone after her.
Not before her or after.
Oh, before her, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So if Golden didn't need it, why have we been funding this whole time he's been here? So, Mr. Golden, you fired the homeless coordinator. Why have you kept her the whole time you were here? Haven't you been here for 3 or 4 years?
I think those tough questions are not being asked. And to know that we have more people in jail and prisons right now because they don't know how to live a healthy life, and they thrive off that structure in jail. And that speaks volumes.
So we call it that they are bad citizens, good inmates.
That's
They are excellent inmates. They thrive inside the facility, but they are not good citizens because they are horrible people outside, but they're great on the inside.
that's a phenomenon all into itself.
Yes, they're excellent. They get up, they make their bed, they go to get chow, they do their chores, they participate in classes, they get their GED, they do everything they're supposed to do. They get out, they don't last 6 months.
They're back.
Yeah, they're back. They cannot function on the outside.
Regina, time is short on your clock, so I'm going to put this
Okay.
out there.
The Middle Eastern areas will always be a powder keg. Their children are taught to hate the other side for hundreds of years. Jay. That's right, Jay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, folks, I'm going to skedaddle out of here. It was good to see the
Thank
two of you.
you.
And I am also back next week. Next week is my regular week. This was just a
makeup.
This was a makeup, a blessing in disguise.
I love it.
So I will see you all. Have a wonderful week. The end of the 4th of July week. I thought it was a great 250th celebration. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, it was just so hot.
It was hot. It was very hot.
I walked down there. I walked down to the Lasher, and I was just full of sweat. They gave me a shirt, and I was like,
From your house?
yeah.
Oh, my God.
I just figured I didn't want to.
How'd you get home?
I walked to Top Donut, and then a friend of mine picked me up over at Top Donut.
You got lucky
That was
over there.
nice.
Good for you.
Because I just couldn't last long. I'm not doing well in the heat this summer.
Yeah, it's tough. It's been awful. And it's been very muggy.
Yeah.
Back to you, Cliff.
Okay.
My PSA, can I give my PSA for any type of old Bed Bath & Beyond coupons or any old magazines anybody has?
Sure, go ahead.
So if anybody has any old magazines, Better Home and Gardens, or any specifically type of Bed Bath & Beyond coupon from any year, then if I submit it
Where we going?
by Monday,
No, I'll pick you up.
I could potentially get a $100,000 home renovation. So I'm working on that. The heat and the surgery has withheld my ability to be able to be more productive, but I'm going to be on it today. I'm going to go to libraries, antique shops.
Teach shop?
antique shops.
Antique shop, oh.
Yeah, there's one right on Peaton Street behind
So,
Target.
but you're a teacher, so you're on the summer break, right?
Yes.
Do you, where are you gonna go work next fall?
That's a great question. Who's hiring?
don't
I've been
know.
applying for jobs too. That's what I've been doing. I've been applying for jobs. I've been getting my name out there.
I'm doing announcements.
Okay.
So as far as I know, this little kiddo is still missing. And a beautiful young girl, Olivia Peterson, 17 years old. If you see her, call the cops, will you? She's last seen up in Salem, New Hampshire. She hangs in Lowell, and God bless her. I hope she's in good hands this morning. But if you see this girl, let the cops know, because they want her back home. This dunk thing's happening this weekend, July 11th over at Gage Field, 78 13th Street. You can dunk the mayor. You can dunk Corey Robinson,
And Andre Lopez.
Andre Lopez, and Jose Sorrentes. He signed up to be dunked as well.
I love it. Tomorrow, huh?
Oh, I'll go over the time. Yeah, from 10 to 4 over to Gage Field. So it's going to be a beautiful day, July 11th tomorrow. So hope
Can I
to see
take a picture of that so I can? I want
ahead.
to show my my son so he knows to get his lemonade stand going.
You
A lot
set?
a lot of people will be there because we live across from Gage.
So you're all set?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Pottery Mill, 10th anniversary block party and craft market, Saturday, July 11th, 11 to 3 p.m. They're going to have a birthday cake cutting at 12, live pottery demos, raffle table, 10-year memory wall. Sounds like a good time. If it's a lousy day, they're going to be there on the 12th. But it's supposed to be a pretty good day Saturday, so I hope to see you over there. Out in charming Chelmsford, tomorrow at the Parley Farm. It's at 135 Pine Street. They're going to have a great day out there. 135 Pine Hill Road. 135 Pine Hill Road in Chelmsford. They're going to have this tractor viewing, and all the old tractors will be there. And I'm sure they'll have a lot of other stuff to do too. The clock, City Hall Clock Tower dedication, July 18th, coming up next weekend. And please join the City of Lowell in dedicating the clock to Wally Burns. So good guy, and hope to see you. We'll talk about that all next week. Coming up, the Brawl in Billerica. Sounds pretty good. That's coming up the end of the month, Friday, July 24th. And for more information, you got the website right down the bottom there. But that's Kiki Rudy sent me this, so a lot of people love boxing. Moving out to Billerica. Today is the 10th. They have at the Lowell Senior Center, the only rule is you got to be 60. We don't care if you live in Tewksbury. We don't care if you live in Drake. You're welcome at the Lowell Senior Center at the corner of Fletcher and Broadway. And plenty of parking over there. $2 is for lunch. By the way, it's 7 days a week. So if you want to go tomorrow, you can have hot dogs and beans. Hot dogs and beans. And then you have stuffed peppers. Ooh, I've had the stuffed peppers. That's a real treat on Sunday. So if you don't have the $2, they let you eat for free. These are all the trips that the senior centers going on. All the senior centers, Chelmsford, Tewksbury, Drake, they all have trips. That little bulletin they send you in the mail, if you get it in the mail, look through that. There's some great trips. It's so nice to get. You're going to get a bus ride down to the tall ships. They'll drop you off the tall ships, and then they'll come pick you up. Pretty cool stuff. And and you got to be 60. That's the only rule. Got to be 60. The splash pad and pool update. Right now, the pools and splash pads are at the Shed Park. These are the addresses right here. So if you go to the GPS in your car, that's the GPS, the address that you'd put into your electronic map in your car. And they're open all day. And I don't know that they're open weekends. But today they're open, so if you want to go to a splash pad, they'd love to see you. That's more splash pad stuff. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is happening tomorrow at the Lowell Firefighters Club. Take your motorcycle over there. It's 162 Fletcher Street, lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. And they're having a fundraiser for Nick Spinelli. He's a firefighter that got hurt out in Chelmsford. And $25 for each bike. And if you bring in a passenger on the back of the bike, $15 for the passenger. Be a good ride, and kickstands go up at 11. And that's the last announcement. The bus is free. Give the LRTA bus driver a hearty wave, and he or she will pull over and pick you up and give you a nice free ride. Back to Cliff.
That's been all of 2026, huh? The
Through
free
September
bus ride.
30th, I think.
So, in addition, our 39th Folk Festival is just a couple of weeks away. So I've always found that an interesting time. Go downtown to the Folk Festival. There's an article in today's paper by Melanie Gilbert on it. And thinking ahead, 1st of September, we have primary elections here in Massachusetts, and people need to turn out. The only way to get the attention of the politicians is for them to say, "Oh, the number of people that turned out was pretty high." That otherwise, they just kind of rely on the old standbys to get them reelected again and again.
Was that a text message between us that there was a voter kind of guide of what was going on? I think, did you, or maybe Fru sent it?
Fru may have said it.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Oh, it was John.
Oh,
What happened?
I'll send it to you in Messenger so you can post it, because I thought when you sent this, I thought that was really good. The one about starting September 1st, what's what for voting and so forth.
1 September is the primary,
Well, weren't you supposed
3
to get
November
World
is
Lottery
the
today?
actual
What?
election.
What happened to this is every night in Hampton Beach is a free concert in July. So today is July 10th. They're going to have the Brandy Band there, and every night there's a free concert. Fantastic stuff down Happy Hampton Beach. One of our viewers sent me this, and says there's a lot to.
The Continental.
It's free concert. So get down there, have some nice junk food for supper, and find this little spot on the bench, have a seat, and enjoy the free concert.
That's awesome. You know what I had sent you, John, is what you sent us about the new ballot colors starting September 1st, 2026. I thought that was good that they actually sent it out.
That's off Facebook.
It's on Messenger. I sent it to you. Yeah.
Facebook, yeah.
Secretary of the Commonwealth, primary ballot colors, directs a change to primary ballot colors.
What colors did we pick?
So it looks like official Democratic primary ballot is blue. Official Democratic early absentee primary ballot is light blue. Official Republican primary ballot, pink. Official Republican early absentee primary ballot is salmon. Official state election ballot is white. And official early absenteeism state election ballot is yellow.
Yeah, this is how silly this state is, okay? In a Crayola crayon box, there are plenty of colors you can use. Like, look at pink and salmon.
I know they're very much.
That's stupid. Where the hell is green? Really? Where is green? Where is purple?
Well, it gives the government an easy way to file it up, to say, oh, we made a mistake.
And, like, it's
And you notice it's Republican. There's even a bigger change for Democratic between the light blue and the dark blue. But for the for the Republican, it's very light. Barely.
well, it should be red and not pink. And maybe instead of salmon, they should have pink.
In any other country in the world, the Democrats would be red and the Republicans would be blue. Just the way
Cliff,
it is.
in the United States of America, the blue state is which?
The blue state is Democrat.
Okay. And
Because,
the red state?
why?
And the
Why,
red-
John?
And the red state? The
Why?
media.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so we
media
are
fouled
taught,
it up.
we are taught that blue is Democrat and red's Republican. We are also taught that we drive on the right-hand side of the road.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of differences between countries. And the American media has decided red will be Republican and blue will be Democrat until the sun burns out.
Except anywhere else in the world where the socialists are the red.
The fake elections,
The what?
they're not real elections.
Why are they not real elections?
They elect who they please. You don't have a minority doesn't have any possibility of winning. Thanks, Eileen. Good information.
Speaking of the minority not winning, Nigel Farage,
Like that guy.
who's the head of the Reform Party in the UK, the third party after Labour and Conservatives, resigned his seat in Croydon, England. So they have to have a new election. He's running for re-election, and he resigned his seat because people were accusing him of improper finance, and he said, I'll take it to the people. Now, I think that this will be interesting to see how he does. If he does well, I think that'll be an indication that when Labour finally calls for a general election, the Labour and Conservatives could be swept away and replaced by Reform in the UK. Totally new group of people.
Is that your hope, or is that what is definitely going to happen?
Yes,
Both.
both.
You're hoping, you're going to hope it so much that it definitely will happen?
Yeah. I think that that's an indication. Things are going weird in England. For instance, the police now, if it's a internationality kind of dust up out on the streets, and it's a native-born Brit versus a immigrant from the Near East and beyond, the police tend to arrest the Brit, the victim, and as opposed to arresting the perpetrator. This is not going down well.
No. But like we said earlier, what we're doing is not working anywhere. It's an issue.
Yeah.
Victims versus perpetrator being arrested.
So the government is not here to help you. The government is here to help themselves. This malarkey of giving everybody who's drug addicted a finance plastic card every single. Some people, they spend it too quickly, you get reimbursed once a week because you can't make it last a month. And
Really?
they cater to them. The government caters to the homeless, and what we're doing is just not working. And nobody has the guts to say, we got to find a different way. Stop paying for it.
We did here in Lowell. we were our own continuum of care for homelessness. That is, we managed our own problems. And Eileen became the city manager and said, we have a solution. We abolished the continuum of care, became part of the balanced estate,
And we got even more homeless people.
and we got even more homeless people.
Well, when you have all these not-for-profits whose goal is to help homeless people, they need more homeless people to get more money.
Right, and therefore, homeless and drugs are many people's revenue, unfortunately. And they don't care about kids today and what they're exposed to growing up in Lowell because their pockets are nicely being lined.
Yeah, Jack Mitchell says poverty is big business in Lowell.
I agree.
So,
Eileen, you want to read these?
Every time when a head of a department in the city is asked to explain why they need more money, they all say the same thing. It was underfunded to begin with. Yeah, but I mean, what do we all expect on the sale?
You fired the department head. He submitted a budget that was false.
Who?
The department head signs off on the budget. Fire the department head.
Yeah. And why weren't we alerted to it being underfunded when you realized it? Why do we only hear it when it's questioned?
Once you fire a department head for creating a false budget, it won't happen anymore. Continue to read, please.
What do we all expect? On the seal, they only give themselves 1 star. Jay. The color chart shows you how childish the Democrats are. Time to grow up, Bart. Great show today. Another month coming near the end with no hot top on Fairmont Street. Jay.
Back to you guys, thanks.
Jay is correct. But at least they took the bumps out. So, in France,
Belinda Duran will take care of that.
the leader in the presidential election polls, Marine Le Pen, has said she's not going to run because the court's mandating she wear an ankle bracelet. And
What did she do?
Her party was abusing European Union funds to hire people, and she got convicted of that because she was the head of the party.
They gave her an ankle bracelet?
Yeah.
You do a lot more here, and you barely get an ankle bracelet.
I think that ankle bracelets are a great idea. Save money. Why should we pay, what's it cost, $100,000 per inmate?
I would have thought 80, but yeah.
Okay, thanks for the correction.
No, you asked, what does it cost?
Thanks for the correction.
What was it?
80, 100,000. John thought 100,000, I thought 80,000. So, elections are ginning up in Europe. My brother, the Democrat, suggested...
Your brother, the Democrat, that's how you refer to him?
My middle brother. He suggested that we discuss, can Democrats find a unifying purpose rather than a unifying personality?
Backing the bus up a little bit, surprising answer to me, it can cost 60, 65, 44, well, look at this, 300 grand
Wow.
to put a person in jail. Ankle bracelet that has a pain thing. So if they go out of the district, they get pain.
Yeah.
They go near a school, they get pain.
Well, there's a lot to be said for them, except some people take their ankle bracelets off and go out
and then they're executed. When you take your ankle bracelet off, sorry, we're going to execute you. Cliff, if this business of nothing happens, nobody gets. If you work in government, you can't get fired. If you work for a union, you can't get fired. Excellence has gone right out the window. We're going home today. It's up in question whether City Hall's open on Fridays or not anymore. So if you're wise, I don't care where you live. You can live in Tewksbury, Chelmsford, Drake, Lowell. Call your City Hall to make sure, if you want to do business today, any Friday in City Hall, you better call, make sure they're open.
It says 8 a.m. to 12, if I was to look it up.
So,
Is that on their website?
That's when I look it up on Google.
Okay.
But if I go straight, I'll let you know if I go straight.
No city councilor has been able to tell me if they're closed on Fridays or not. I don't know, is the answer I get.
I had an experience,
Sean's coming Tuesday, Sean will tell us.
my boss and his secretary had cross-filed grievances against each other. So Human Resources took the secretary and assigned her to my office, XOXID, the Doctrine Division. So I assigned her to one of my section chiefs, and one day she up and quits.
Is that her punishment to be assigned to you?
Yeah. But they came up with a early retirement, and she was gone in a day.
Wow.
So she wasn't really fired, but she was fired from her position, moved to a different position, and about 2 months later, she was a dot on the horizon.
Dot on the horizon.
Yeah. So, John wants people to be fired and thrown out on the street. Sometimes in government it's not that way. I fired a squad.
Sometimes, when is it that way in government, Cliff?
I fired a squadron operations officer by taking him from his position and moving him to a staff position.
They call that fired.
Yeah.
Fired is you're no more paycheck. You're done. Off the property. That's fired. And the military has decided, well, when we demote you, you're fired. It's the wrong word to use. You've been demoted.
Well, he wasn't really demoted. He was moved.
Did he lose rank?
No.
Silly. Pay stayed the same. All pay means in government, when they call you a captain, like Regina's a captain, she's making big bucks at the school at the sheriff's department. When you hear captain, she's got a good salary. Lieutenant, sergeant, everything is it's a salary grade.
Yeah. But it's also a responsibility grade.
Not so much.
Well, you don't think that a colonel has a higher responsibility than a lieutenant colonel?
There are colonels in the Air Force that do nothing all day. Zippity doodah. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm sure there's one somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Excellence is not pushed out the door by the government.
Oh?
So the link you sent me, Eileen, instantly closes.
Oh, it does? It was maybe we can talk about it on Monday, but it was a watchdog report about $225 million in school fraud, educational fraud. I think Puerto Rico was involved, or Oregon, I want to say.
Time is short, so I'm going to pick on Cliff a little bit. So, Cliff, you don't particularly care for zucchini.
No,
Oh, I love it. Hillary,
I'm not shocked.
Hillary Winterstrom, she brought this from her garden. She brought me a zucchini. I gave it to my wife, Ellen. I says, I don't know. And Ellen, I thought it was a cucumber. And Ellen says, no, that's zucchini. And I said, oh, I love zucchini. She says, I'll cook it for you. And oh my God, was that great. Loved it.
It was good.
And Cliff's comment on Facebook was, cheeseburger, absolutely. Zucchini, not so much. So, not Cliff's. Don't give Cliff any zucchinis.
Okay, so back to the question. Can the Democrats find a unifying purpose to run on rather than a unifying personality?
No, well, they need to find a unified,
That's
better
what, that's
vetting
that
agency.
link transfers to this, Eileen.
The one I just sent to?
Yep.
Oh, maybe because, interesting. Maybe they don't want anyone to know about it.
No, it's probably just for phones.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the unifying purpose for the Democratic Party?
Money.
Good
Hedge
question.
funds. All wrapped up in I care for the American people.
What about all these people pushing socialism that are winning elections? Is
Well-
that their new unifying purpose?
Well, there must be a lot of money tied to it.
Oh, they're doing it all for us.
And wrapped up in I care.
I mean, are you bothered that Elon Musk made $1 trillion that promptly shrunk down to less than $1 trillion?
It's a stock market. It varies from day to day.
Yes.
He doesn't have control over that.
But are you upset that he cleared $1 trillion initially on that first day of the stock issue? Does the $1 trillion bother you?
I mean, he's worked hard and he's been creative. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I want Elon Musk to come to Massachusetts and provide jobs and make me his next millionaire. Because I think what he does for finance and what he does economically for his employees is amazing. So I don't have hate towards Elon. I want you to be my boss, Elon.
I asked AI, what's a Democrat, what's a Republican? A Democrat is typically a member of or supportive of a Democratic Party. It's a total meaningless means nothing. One of the two major political parties in the United States still means nothing. Broadly, the term refers to anyone who advocates and practices the principles of democracy, social equity, and popular participation in government. Absolutely means nothing. Moving on to, this is from AI. Republican generally refers to someone who supports a form of government where power resides with the citizens who elect representatives. And boy, they love Republicans. AI loves Republicans. Well written. So you guys have a nice weekend.
And you too?
Thanks for getting up extra early. And I'm going to hit play on this nice video from Tewksbury. Have a good weekend. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Come on, baby, let's go. Here we go. Have a good weekend. Thanks.
Bye-bye.